Right, let's start by having a look at Leo's question about presentations. Leo asks, how do you improve on your presentation skills and prepare for what questions an investor will ask? Leo, as I'm sure you know, many people have to make presentations as an everyday part of business life, not just to potential investors. And you can't overestimate the importance of getting your presenting just right. Yet standards are pretty low. People have short attention spans and get bored easily. Certainly I know I do. And if you're going to get your message across, then you need to capture the audience's attention and keep it there. It doesn't matter if you're talking to 2 people or 200. Some of the really common errors include 1. A failure to use the floor space. Often, if you're standing to speak, there will be an area to present from. Use this space and use it well. Don't just stand still, but move around. Be careful not to lean back or rock on your heels, which I do all too often. And if you want to add extra persuasion, then move forward as you get your point across. If there's a lectern, try not to stand behind it and get stuck there. 2. Monotone voice. We've all heard people who speak like this, but no one will listen for long. The solution is to use, and remember to use, vocal variety. Change the volume as you speak, sometimes speaking quietly, and then try it a bit louder. Use intonation to stress different words. 3. A failure to pause. Try not to gabble out your speech too quickly. Pause to let your point sink in and give you a moment to gather your thoughts for the next point. 4. Don't stand with your hands in your pockets. Body language is a very important part of good presenting. 5. Don't stare at one person, but keep looking around. That will make everyone think you're talking to them directly. And definitely don't stare at a spot on the floor or gaze at the ceiling. 6. A lack of preparation and practice makes for a dull speech. Write your speech in advance and practice it. Keep practicing. Try to learn it off by heart so you don't need notes. If you don't have time to write something, perhaps because you're called on to speak at short notice, then do think through what you want to say and give it some structure. A speech should always have beginning, middle and end sections. If you do use notes, keep these discreet. Please, whether you are pitching to investors or speaking to colleagues or staff, don't turn into one of those tired characters who thinks he's done it all before and believes he's really rather good at it. Most speakers, even those who do it as a major part of their work, such as university professors, are not up to standard. If you're serious about making the most of yourself and winning people over, then you really must join Toastmasters. Leo, there are a couple of Toastmaster clubs in Cyprus, one in Nicosia and one in Limassol. You can find their details and those of Toastmaster clubs throughout the world from the Toastmasters International website. I'll put up a link with today's show notes. Toastmasters will not just teach you great speaking and presenting skills, but it's also ideal for developing self-confidence. Others are attracted to successful people, and if you come across professionally and appear successful, then people will want to do business with you. It doesn't matter how good or bad you are, Toastmasters really will have something to offer you. I've seen the most timid and terrible speakers transformed, and in a very short space of time. Yet there's still new stuff to learn for even the most experienced speaker. As to the questions investors will ask you, Leo, these could be many and varied, and will, largely, depend on your business and the information you've already supplied. Investors will want to know you have the right people with the right skills to run all aspects of your business. They will want to be sure you know what you're talking about and how much money you're putting in yourself. And if it's not everything, why should they take the risk? They will want to see you have a grasp of the figures and how the business will work. What experience do you have? What's your track record been like? How much money do you need? And what terms are you offering? Really, it's all down to being thoroughly well prepared